see. Okay, so during the first watch, which I take it one of you is... what are your rotations of guards? Actually, let's figure this out. Let me re-roll all these things. What are your rotation? You said you have 5 people on watch at any given time, but how does that work? Are you doing 2 watches of 5 people each, or what? Describe to me how you set up your camp.
Yeah, probably 3 watches, right? Yeah, 3 watches. And I mean, we can't really track time, but let's say 3 watches, always 5 people. Probably always 2 with spears. In the first and last watch, maybe always also 1 with the crossbow.
And what about the 2 of you and Jeeves?
I would be in the first watch. After that, I rest. Van has to decide when he wants to.
I'll be in the second watch. Van stays up during the first watch and prays.
And Jeeves in the third watch.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so Van is
does
awake
his
and
guard.
praying during the first watch? Okay.
And then he's going to be guarding during the second watch.
Second watch. I'm in. Oh, you're awake and.
Okay. He's awake and praying on the first, and then guarding on the second.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So the first watch is going on. Some people have fallen asleep. They've tried to cover things with their head with bits of clothing, but it doesn't really seem to be working since there's not a source of light. It's just everywhere, right? There's no shadows because the light comes from every direction. It's like you're in a permanent globe of dim light somehow, or continual dim light.
Is this more? It seems more like the anti-plane of shadows, to be honest.
What if one closed their eyes?
Then it's like closing your eyes.
But it's not lit, so...
Well, it's like closing your eyes when it's twilight. You know, it's dark, but at the same time, it's not dark. Like
you still got that, like, yeah, there's a little bit of daylight up against...
thing. Yeah. But when you close your eyes, also, your eyes they're not looking straight forward. When you close them, your eyes go up and the lids come down. So you're kind of looking upward a little bit. Or downward? Where do you look when your eyes are closed?
Probably
down.
Up. It's easier to look up than down.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Let's find out.
Kine, can I get a perception check from you? And Van, can I get a perception check at -5 from you?
Yeah.
Since you're meditating.
+10. That's a fail. Van's really deep in prayer.
Kine, you hear this noise. It sounds like bats.
I mentioned that through the other guards and I usher people to wake up and wake up, Vicky. And
you wake everybody up. Everyone quickly gets to their feet, surprised by this and a little bit terrified. And the sound of bats is kind of echoing in the forest around you.
And I draw my bow and look around, and I try to get everyone into formation.
What formation?
Probably the spear people. I mean, we have the river beside us, so we probably kind of a circle we could do. So the spearmen and Van are on the outer side. I'm with the crossbowmen behind them. The rest of the people with whatever torches or something in their hands. In the middle.
Okay, so everyone gets up and
not really close circles, so people still can move. So
right. So everyone gets up and kind of gathers together, looking around out for whatever this noise is. It slowly gets louder and louder until between the branches and trunks of the trees before you, you can see these bizarrely shaped creatures. They're black and kind of oval, like a football shaped almost, with large leathery bat wings on either side. And where there ought to be a face, there is only an open maw with sharp, pointy teeth. No eyes, very little to a body anywhere.
Kine cries out, "It's Zubats! Get your Pokeballs!"
The people panic for a moment, and we're going to roll initiative.
Okay.
We're just going to do group initiative because there's too many
Okay.
of all the things. So one of you guys roll for yourselves, the other
You
one
have-
of you roll for all the NPCs,
Okay.
and I'll roll for the enemies.
I'll roll for the group. You can do yourself, kind.
Okay.
There you go.
14.
So no, Kine, you're going to just do a D10 for you and Van and Jeeves.
Oh, okay.
So you guys go at 6.
Okay.
The NPCs go at 4, and the other things go at 10. So the NPCs go first. They see these things coming. The people with crossbows level them and take shots. One of them striking. Hold on. Yes, one of them striking. Someone roll me a crossbow damage, please.
Sean, could you?
Crossbow bolt damage. How much is
It's
that?
like what crossbows? It's like D4 if it's light.
4
and then if it's the
D6.
heavier one.
We switched to 2.0, Neal, so we're going to be using the combat and tactics damage for crossbows, which is way better. I think it's
Yeah.
D6 plus 1.
That's still not great.
Yeah, could be.
But they are not big, right?
No,
These
they're
creatures.
small creatures. D6 plus 1
Yeah.
is your damage.
Okay, you want me to roll it?
Yes.
Come on, big money.
It's pretty average.
All right. It strikes one of these bat-like creatures, which does not fall from the sky. The other crossbow goes wide. It's the party's turn. The two of you go.
All right,
The
Van's gonna
spearmen
move up
are-
to the front of the people with spears, and he's gonna shout for them to get in line with him and like defend the crossbow users and the people who don't have weapons.
Okay. The
And,
spearmen
and I'm
ready
ready in
attacks.
action for when one is like within reach for me to attack.
Okay. Kine?
I will motion to the people with torches or sticks also to ready themselves and shoot an arrow at one
Give me a
of the
roll to hit.
20.
Hit!
It's the 8. 8 damage.
You drop one of these bat-like creatures from the sky. It falls to the ground adjacent to a tree. Somewhere.
Kindness not rolling bad today. Hopefully. Keeping it up.
You shouldn't have said that. You really shouldn't have said that.
Really shouldn't have said that. Okay, you have 8 spearmen with you. So, Van, you rolled for the NPCs. Why don't you make me a roll of 8d20. These guys are all non-proficient, so they'll be...
Oh wait, are we in range to attack in melee?
The bats are flying in your direction. So yeah,
Okay,
these guys
can
are
I
all
make
gonna-
my attack too then, really
Yes,
fast?
you can.
Okay, I thought they were higher up in the sky, and that's why I was...
No, they're flying at you.
Okay, yeah, so Van's gonna make an attack roll. 24.
That's
Is that a crit?
critical. It's a double critical hit. Roll
so
triple
3d8.
damage.
Nice.
Do you triple the +3 part, so it'd be
No.
+9? Okay.
That's static.
How many do we see, Neil?
A
Like a-
swarm.
Sure. 11 damage.
You
Wow,
drop
that was
one
terrible.
from the sky. And now please roll me 8d20, but they're all going to be at -2.
Okay.
There's no way to roll them at -2, so we'll just
Yeah.
roll 8d20 and count it manually.
17, 4, 10,
2 hits.
-1.
2 hits, 1 crit. Can you roll me 2d6 and then just a d6? The 2d6 does not kill, but the d6 does.
Critical doesn't kill.
Nope, critical does not kill.
Oh man.
I mean, it was not a lot of damage, only 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The swarm of... I'm not sure what you want to call these things. They're definitely not bats. They're not even bat-shaped. They just have, like, large wings, and they're fuzzy and black, and that's all that they share in common with bats.
By the way, the peasants ready attacks?
Yeah, he just rolled them.
No, the peasants with torches and sticks.
Yes, they're going to be behind the first wave of spearmen, so multiple.
Okay.
The something or others, you guys get to name them since they don't have a name. At least not a name that you guys know.
Wombats.
I don't want to. What?
Wombats.
Wombats?
Yeah. What's that even from? I don't even remember.
That's
Why not-
a
why
real
not-
creature?
Oh
That's a
yeah, they're
marsupial?
wombats. Yeah. It's a wombat.
Why not dog bats?
It's a bat.
Okay. These guys swarm into your row of swordsmen, spearmen sort of guys.
Okay.
Kind of just as like a flock of bats running into them, but with big teeth out. That's 1 hit, 1 critical. Oh god, this is bad. It's
Okay.
4 hits and a critical in the first wave.
What about Van? He's standing in front of the spearman.
I told him to get in line with me, so I think he's probably like in the center, but not necessarily in front of them.
Okay, so 1 of your spearmen goes down right away.
Okay.
Then I need Kine. Why don't you roll me 4d8 for HP, and we'll just see if any of these are kills.
Just roll 4 8s.
Yeah.
5,
Well,
2,
one's
8,
dead.
1.
Yep. The last one died. The others
Probably
are.
the second one died.
Second does a 2.
Yes, the second's a 2. Yes, good catch. Okay, so you've got 1 guy with 4 HP and 1 guy with 2 HP.
Oof. All right.
Not all the bats attack, right? They kind of come in one big swarm, and as one bat like starts chomping on someone's face, the other ones just fly past. They don't seem to be working together in any sort of cohesion. They just seem to be flying, and if something's in front of them, they're eating it. The first wave gets past, parts of the wave get past the first line of defenders and into the people who just have sticks and torches. Kine, would you roll me 3d20 for torches, and then like 4d20 for sticks?
I mean, that's 10 people.
Yeah,
So-
not everyone found a weapon in time or is in a position to make an attack.
Okay, the torches. 10, 16, 11.
It's 1 hit, and roll me just the sticks, the clubs.
Okay. 4 was it, right?
Yeah. Ooh,
14 and
2
19.
hits, including a crit. So why don't you make me a roll of d4 plus 1 for the torch damage?
4 plus 1. 5.
That's a kill.
Nice.
And for the clubs, give me a d6 and a 2d6.
6. 5 damage.
That does not drop 1.
And 7 damage.
That does drop 1.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
And the bats that do impact the second wave get 2 crits and no other hits.
Ugh.
Someone roll me 2d8.
Does the pot carrier die?
Maybe. Someone roll me 2d8.
I mean, the pot carrier
I'll do it.
probably has his pot to attack. Does he get to attack?
I got 2 6s.
They both die.
The pot carrier, the one who carried the pot. The pot is probably on the fireplace. So.
Yeah, so Van probably wouldn't recognize him.
The pot carrier just instantly grabs the pot and smashes the bats.
Okay. That is the first round of combat. Kine, you get a second attack. The bats, the ones that have killed someone or wounded someone, are currently just sitting there on top of the body if it's fallen to the ground, or kind of flapping against the body if the person's still standing, munching on their face. The rest of them have just moved on as if you guys weren't even here.
If I shoot at one munching at someone alive, it's shooting into melee, right?
Yes, it is.
No, not risking it. 25.
You shoot one of the bats in the back as it flies away. That's a double crit. That's triple damage, which I'm sure kills the poor
17
innocent
damage,
creature.
yeah.
The bat that
innocent
didn't.
creature,
That bat didn't attack anyone. That bat was totally chill. Just flew right past you guys.
Fuck that bat.
Was it a smaller bat, a cute one?
Was it the kid bat flying with his parents for the first time? Look at me, I'm flying in the sky!
Death the Ranger, the friend of nature, protector of the people from nature.
All right.
Fuck you, nature.
Roll me initiative. There are still 3. I think there are 5 bats chomping on people.
Okay, here's the NPCs. Oh, they go first.
Ooh, Kine, roll for you guys.
NPCs, yeah.
And the remaining bats go at 5. So NPCs go first. There are 6 spearmen remaining. Is that right? No, I think I did that math. There's 5 spearmen remaining.
Can
2
we,
died.
Can we shout to those without weapons to grab spears?
Only 2 spearmen died.
Only 2 spearmen died?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep, I just can't count. There are 6 spearmen remaining. What was the question, Pine?
Could we shout to the people who don't have any weapons to grab spears? That would be...
Sure, there's only 2
two
spears
people.
that have dropped, but they're next to... One of them, they're both next to people who are currently being eaten by bats. So don't expect the unarmed peasantry to go standing next to these man-eating bats quite yet. It's their first time in combat, and they are terrified. But it's the NPC's turn, so the 6 remaining can all make attacks, but they are all going to be stabbing at people who are also being eaten. So they gotta fire into melee here.
Maybe 2 attack, and the rest readies. Gets another wave.
No, they all stab wildly.
Yeah.
These are
They all
untrained
stab-
people. Yeah. So, Van, why don't you roll me 3d20 for attacks that successfully targeted bats, and Kine, why don't you roll me 1d20 for an attack that tried to hit a bat but is attacking a person instead.
I think all of those should hit.
They all do hit, and the 19 is a crit.
All right, so I'll do D6, D6, and then 2D6.
Yes, please.
36. It should be that.
There we go.
Yeah, those kill 3, and Kine, make me an attack roll against an accidental
Please
target of
roll
a
low.
person.
Please low.
With the
Below.
that's -2 then for non-proficiency, and then +4 for the guy being prone is a hit.
They have armor. They have armor.
Wait, I think it's more than
no,
-2
you're
for
right.
non-proficiency.
They have leather armor.
They have leather armor. It's an 11 total. It's not a hit.
It's 12 total.
right. No,
leather
11,
armor's 2.
11 for the attack.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
leather armor is 12,
Yeah,
so
okay.
that's a miss.
Yeah.
Excellent. Uh-oh. About to set fire to the house. Hold on.
Yeah. That's how we beat the GM.
You don't beat the GM. We're on the same side. It's cooperative
yeah.
storytelling.
Oh,
We're
okay.
killing off our people.
You've been killing off my people way more than I've been killing off your people.
That bat deserved it, Neal.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, like, all the people who died, though, can we really say that we miss them? Like, fuck Carrick. What a dick. Like, Aldrich, nobody liked him.
We are playing Total War right now, and we have all the peasant units.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bats that are on people continue to chomp away on them.
Nom nom nom.
One of them chomping on a dead person, one of them chomping on a living person. That living person is chomped to death. And then it is Van and Kine's turn.
God damn it, I can't
right.
stop imagining them as
So
Zubats or Gobats.
I see one, whoever just, like, got chomped to death, I think Van sees them get, like, critically bitten, and he's gonna make, like, that desperate attempt to save them by attacking that bat and getting it off them quickly. So, like, they're dead, but Van's gonna try and kill that bat.
Okay, firing to melee rules. You've
It's,
got
I mean, it's a dead person, right?
No, there's 2 bats left, one on a dead person, one on a live person. If you're targeting the dead one, go for it.
Yeah, I'm targeting the one, because, like, Van sees somebody get critically bitten, and it's, like, the desperate rush to try and save them.
Right.
19.
Hit.
I get 2 attacks this round, by the way.
Okay. Well, roll the damage for the first one,
Yep. 5.
bringing the creature down.
Excellent. I'm doing really poorly on damage today. I'm not sure why.
And
And
I will
Kine?
shoot twice with my bow.
At the bats that are flying away or the ones that are
Yeah.
eating the people?
The ones that are flying.
You can get 1 shot off before the bats will be out of range.
I
Or,
have a range of 170 yards max.
Yes, but you're in a forest, and once they get more than,
Okay.
200 feet away, there's too much cover to hit
I
them.
mean, they already had that turn, so I'm
Yeah, you get your hit.
okay.
And roll me some damage.
5.
That does not kill one. Brings it to 1.
so I
And by
can't
the
do
time
that.
your second attack rolls around, they are gone.
Is there still one jumping on that person or something?
There's one chomping on a living person who's screaming out in pain as this bat is eating him.
Can I kick it away?
You made a bow
Move
attack.
up.
You can't make a kick attack. That bat's turn. No, they already went initiative for the last round. It's just this one bat and this one poor person who's getting chomped.
4 for the group,
Or for the
or
group.
for
eight,
the NPC.
8 for the bats. 10 for the party. Your 2 spearmen go and try and stab this person. They each have a 30% chance of targeting the creature. One targets the creature, one targets the person.
All right, so D20 for the creature, of course. D20 for the person, of course.
That's a critical on the person.
Yeah.
Please roll me
You should have-
2d6.
You should have done it other way.
Yeah, clearly.
Runs the guy through the throat. The bat continues chomping away. The party.
now we don't have to worry about saving them.
Goes
the
at
party-
10, so the bat just goes and chomps the person during its turn, and
I mean, we can just.
yeah, you
Yes,
guys can
right.
finish him off.
All right.
Okay, how many did we kill?
Well, you guys still have to make it roll to hit. You could miss. It's possible.
Okay.
12.
All right, yeah, you hit him. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, hold on. He's got 6 HP. Hold on. You could roll.
I have to roll less than a 3, which I did do.
Aha! Kine?
Hmm.
It's up to you.
I dropped my bow, get out my axe, and
My damage rolls today are not
finish
so
the
bueno.
job. Damn it.
Yes, that's a hit.
Can I?
Oh.
Yeah, the bat has AC 10 when it's chomping on people. It's not moving at all.
3.
Yeah, it was that one. Okay.
I
Bats
think
are gone.
things not moving at all should have much lower than AC 10. Because if you have low dexterity, you get like AC penalty of up to -3.
Yes, but at the same time, if a person is surprised by an attack, they only have a penalty of 1 to be hit. And
Okay.
you don't get dex bonuses. So technically, if you've got really bad dex, it's better to not see an attack coming. Somehow, low dex actually makes you move into attacks.
It's really bad judgment.
It's a really flawed system. But that is what we're working with. So
Excellent.
the chomping bats are all gone. We cannot call them Zubats. I will give
Wombat.
them a name beforehand before we call them that.
Wombat.
Sure, that
Alright.
I can live with that. Okay.
Okay, how many did we lost 4 spearmen?
By my notes, you lost 2 spearmen and 5 normal people.
By the way, the crossbowmen did not fire last round.
Nope.
I mean, who are they going to shoot at?
Yep.
The bats.
Not the ones that flew past.
Okay.
They just left, and so the crossbowmen didn't. They're more focused on the immediate danger around them.
Okay. Anyway, we lost 4 spearmen, I think, and 2 peasants. Let me see.
Yeah.
You've lost 8 people total. You're down to 12,
8.
All right.
including the guy who was pulled off the boat.
Okay.
Yep.
So we re-equip the people with leather armor.
Okay, so now you've got 8 spearmen, 2 crossbowmen, 1 guy carrying a pot, a random person with nothing, and Jeeves.
All right.
Yeah, and we how many did we kill?
You look around and you count 10 bodies of
Okay,
these wombats.
All right.
I shot 3 arrows. Can I recover the arrowheads?
You can. One of the arrows was across the river at one of the bats that flew past you.
Okay.
Why don't you roll me 2d2 on a 1 you can recover for the remainders.
Isn't there like a roll for that? There's like an actual thing for
It's a
recovering.
50-50. Yeah.
Recover 1.
So
Okay.
you recover 1 arrowhead. Or 1 arrow, you can recover the other arrowhead, no problem.
Kine, do you have a dagger?
I give him
Oh,
my
oh,
dagger.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same. They have to be made of something. But be careful.
Yeah, so Van kind of cuts into this wombat to see what it's made out of.
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
You slice into it, and it's mostly bone and, like, guts.
So is there meat?
There's some sort of gray flesh on it, and its guts are possibly edible. I mean, you can eat intestines of other creatures.
Hey, Kine, what do you think of this? And Van tosses the wombat over to him.
No, I catch it. I lay it down. Probably get back my dagger and inspect it. What would be inspecting a creature be?
Probably survival
Survival?
to see if it's
Yeah.
see if it's edible.
I'm not gonna. This is an entirely foreign creature on a different plane of existence. You have no checks at your
I mean,
disposal to know
look,
anything about
does-
them.
But I
Doesn't
mean, he
look
doesn't know
any
about
less-
it. But he's making a check to see if these things look edible on like based on his knowledge of
If
survival.
this, I mean, based on all of your just personal experience, if this was a creature you encountered in the prime materia plane, it looks like it would probably be edible. You can't tell the color of the flesh because of the grayscale of everything.
Uh, do the intestines or the inner parts of the creature look like similar to the primal material plane?
Close enough, yeah. They look like intestines. This looks like a bony carapace or a bony hide to it, kind of like a turtle almost, with like a bony exoskeleton around the outside, and then fur on top of that.
I will slice a bit of this gray meat off, a little bit, put it on a stick, and hand it to Van. Try it. If it's,
I'm not eating raw meat. I'm not that desperate.
I point to the fire.
All right. Van, being an excellent cook, goes and cooks the wombat meat.
Do you have a cooking proficiency?
I do actually have a cooking proficiency.
Lovely. All right.
Yeah, I will instruct the other people to gather the dead and maybe gather some wood so we can burn the dead.
Sure. Your people gather around for a little while, create a slightly larger fire and start roasting these wombat things.
I mean, I gather the dead people and burn the corpses.
Yes, you burn the living people. They smell delicious as they cook.
The living people? You're not burning the living people.
The dead people,
The
sorry. If I
humans,
said living,
yeah.
it was a...
I heard human meat
Freudian slip.
is actually pretty disgusting.
I don't want to hear about it. Also, I don't think burning flesh and cloth smells delicious.
I think hair, no, but flesh, yeah. I think if you were to put a human body on a grill, it would smell uncomfortably good.
Could you please stop?
All right, Neal. I'm not sure what kind of barbecues you go to, but all right.
Look, I'm just saying, meat is delicious, and we have fixate. We appropriately don't like to eat people, but it's still meat. It would still smell pretty good on a barbecue.
Well, then, after that, Kine is going to get maybe 2 people and scour for some more roots.
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna get myself put on a list by googling how does human meat taste.
That's a good question.
Neal, Kine will try to gather some roots, and it doesn't matter if they're poisonous or edible. So maybe, should I do a survival and herbalism?
Apparently, hold on. Human meat tastes quite good. In the 1920s, a journalist traveled to West Africa for the ultimate taste test. He says human tastes like veal.
He said what I just read was like pork, but more bitter and a little bit stronger in flavor. Damn. Well, now we know.
Yes.
We finished about talking about humans.
Okay. Anyway, please. What were you saying? I was wildly distracted.
I will try to find both edible and poisonous roots.
Sure.
So survival and herbalism.
Give me a survival check.
Plus, was it? 27.
You can
Nice.
find plants that you believe have edible roots. You cannot find anything that looks poisonous.
We take the edible stuff, go back, and I'll go to Van. Yeah, how does it taste? Probably bad, but
Has it been done roasting yet?
Sure. It's hard
I mean,
to tell.
Van's a good chef, so I feel
Yeah.
like he's probably fairly good at inspecting. Like even without color, he's probably able to like inspect how this thing's cooked
the
through.
firmness of it.
Yeah.
Sure. You feel like it's been long enough that it should be cooked by now.
I probably give it another minute, let it cook a little bit more through. Probably safer to go a little bit more well done on your first try with something.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, Van's gonna take a small bite and see what it tastes like.
probably.
It tastes like ash, and not from the cooking. The outside has a kind of a crispy texture, but the meat itself tastes like you're almost eating dirt.
Here, Kai, why don't you try it? It's quite delicious.
I doubt it.
Van's got a good grub skill, so I feel like he's able to keep a straight face. And
Well, give me a grub skill check to see how straight your face
Sure.
is.
it's like I think 15 is my grub skill.
You try to smile, but it's only a.
Van's like, his eyes wide and says, "This might be the best meat I've ever had in my entire lifetime." I hand a little bit to Kai and say, "Try it. Trust me." My God.
Let me just roll willpower. How willpower? Okay, he carefully takes a small bite.
It's bad. It tastes like ash and dirt. Gross.
Well, better than the roots. It's not bitter.
Yeah, sure. I mean, give it to me, and Van finishes this piece on the stick.
Yeah, and we will probably gather up the bats, and I don't know about the intestines, but we will try to get all the ashy meat.
There's a period of time where everyone's cooking these bats and kind of munching on them. The complaints of being hungry vanish from your grouped people.
Complaints about the food not being tasty.
Yeah, those increase quite a bit.
I mean, we also have bitter roots.
Well, you started with 23 people and you're down to 15 now. Morale is pretty low.
Yeah, Van's going to speak up and say, It's been a troubling past day, or perhaps not a day. It's hard to tell in this place. I only took volunteers because I knew this expedition would be dangerous, but I also don't expect you to stay if you think that you'd be better off going back to Shirebrook. I will not guide you back there. If you choose to leave, you do so on your own. But I would not fault any man who wants to turn back now.
It's not much of a choice.
Yeah. After that arousing speech, Kain will pull Van. Besides, we can't go on like this. I mean, we're not even close to the valley, and we already lost 7 people.
What else do we do?
We could follow my idea, try to find a place where you can actually get in contact with cheese.
I don't think Stromheim is going to give us what we want. And let's be honest here, Kain. Like, we're traveling down this place and it seemed dangerous, but this idea that it's safer to go up to Stromheim is based on this idea of roads, this idea of civilization that we're traveling along. But there's none of that here. This is an empty world that was never meant to support life.
Anyway, I don't think... No, I'm sure we won't find any success if we continue into the valley. The only thing we will do is lead these people to their death. Probably also our own. Imagine, if we have gone on our own, that swarm could have torn us to pieces. Without your magic, we have no meaning of healing ourselves.
I think if we turn back now, we're going to starve to death. I don't think we have the time to go all the way to Stromheim. Even if I did contact cheese and I was able to get my spells back, there's no berries in this world for me to turn into edible berries.
But if you have magic, we can at least stand a chance against other creatures without sacrificing...
But then yes, after the point where I'm starting to die of starvation, we don't have a luxury in time.
Yeah, we're not starving to death right now. We can...
No, but it's only been a few days. And we're traveling in the opposite direction of Stromheim. I know, trust me, Kain, nobody on this entire plane wants to contact Cheese more than myself. But I don't want to... I think if we go to Stromheim, we will die at this point.
And I think if we go into the valley, we will die. Now, what will we do?
It's possible we're going to die whatever we do, but I think this has better hope than any other path we have.
What hope? I mean, we find a cave in which possibly is either a dragon of shadow or another equivalent powerful creature. We have no magic. We have a bunch of peasants with spears and 2 crossbows. We have us 2 with... We have 2 magical weapons and a bunch of normal shit. Can't do anything to it. Admit it. Even if we find...
Sometimes, Kain, I don't cast any spells at all. Because it turns out that a well-prepared tongue can do more to end a combat situation than any spell ever could.
You're overestimating your charisma.
Maybe. But what other hope do we have here? If we go to Stromheim, even if we do manage to contact Cheese, what then?
Then we... First of all, if we manage to contact Cheese there, Mother Elise might be able to contact us there. And
potentially.
You could, maybe, try to figure out some way to get us in contact with the material plane using magic.
I don't think either of us have the magic for this. At most, I could scry on the prime material plane. No way interact with it.
The other way is we have a way to defend ourselves proper. I mean, these are probably the equivalent of bats in our world, but what if we find something that we can't defeat with normal means?
If I get my spells, and Mother Elise gets her spells, we still don't have any way to feed ourselves. Even if we were to travel all the way up to Stromheim and come back, that'd be at least 2 weeks out of our way.
Look around, we are feeding ourselves right now. We have, granted, it's not great, but we can live
No,
a few
I don't even know if it's sustaining us. I don't know if these have any nutrients to speak of.
Well, do you feel hungry?
That's not the same as being nourished. I could have a full stomach and still collapse from malnourishment.
This is getting us nowhere. We can't, I say we can't go into the valley and succeed in any way.
I don't think going anywhere else has anything that we could... I don't think there's any way out other than going south. It's dangerous. We will lose people. But this is the only way forward. I can't... I don't see anything happening in Stromheim. Even on the off chance that the church there isn't burned down, we're gambling that I'd be able to contact Cheese in the first place. And even if everything worked out perfectly, it'd be so far out of the way that I might just die before we even get back here.
Maybe we should take another approach. We looked at my village, but maybe we should look at the dwarven colony or village that vanished too.
That's pretty close by, isn't it? Neal, I was in the hills, and we're pretty close to those hills, aren't we?
The Dwarven Village?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was up here at the base. Oops, that's the wrong map. At the base of the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are somewhere in here.
Okay.
So you're fairly close.
Hmm.
Maybe 10 miles away.
Also, I also said to Ed, we are not even close to the valley.
No,
If
we're not.
we lost about we lost 7 people, and we are not even a quarter way to there. So we lose.
I mean, you
all
know-
people who are not even getting to the valley, and we die ourselves there.
What was the road like for us back on all of our prior adventures? Sometimes we'd be attacked 3 days in a row upon leaving town, and sometimes we travel for weeks on end without seeing a single thing.
But we had your magic to help us, to heal us. If we get wounded, no matter to recover. You have to think about that.
I understand the dangers, Kine. It's not that this is a safe path for us to take. I just don't see the end goal for any other path. At least here we have some hope that we have some way of getting home. But if we go north, if we go to Stromheim, if we go in any other direction, what are we going to find? What are we going to find to help us get out of here?
Maybe other people. I mean, sure, this is a plan that doesn't sustain life out here, probably for normal people, but maybe other beings live here that do not want to eat us.
Besides us, who do you think could survive on this plane? Tyrus Bellows, maybe. Do you think Tyrus Bellows has been taken?
No, simply because he was not in Shirebrook. But anyway, then there are many. We've seen many creatures. Maybe there are intelligent creatures that live here that do not need food like us, like we do, to survive. And anyway, we might look at the Dwarven Village. Look at.
I'm okay with going to the Dwarven Village, but assuming we go to the Dwarven Village on the way to Lake Mysterium. Because I don't see an end goal for any other direction other than these very faint hopes that we'd meet other people in Stromheim. I see no reason to believe that would be the case. If there was nobody else in Shirebrook besides what was taken there, I see no reason to believe there'd be anybody in Stromheim. Except other scared people who have just been abducted themselves and know little more than we do.
Let's go to the Dwarven Village.
Sure.
All right. You guys can see the mountains, or can climb a tree to see the mountains to get your bearings and head in that direction fairly reliably. It will take you some amount of time to get there. Amount of twisted time that difficult to tell. And you begin hiking through the jungle, through the forest, really, not quite a jungle. Hours pass as you make your way into the hills. And I would like a perception check from everyone in the party. So you two, and I'll roll for the NPCs.
Okay. There we go.
This time you have.
At least everybody like one of us is always passing these checks, and it's not like both of us failing at any point.
Okay. Just quickly roll NPC perception. Wow. You've got some perceptive people with you. Never mind. You've got some perceptive people with you and some complete idiots. You rolled a 26 and a 19. So you guys are walking through the forest. A little bit creepy. It's so still. The sounds of the stream are long forgotten, lost behind you. Your people are murmuring to each other every now and then, but it's pretty quiet normally. When one of the spearmen that's standing beside Van kind of comes to a stop and puts his hand out to either side, one hand across Van's chest, the other hand across the chest of the soldier next to him.
Van's hand goes to Harvest Moon and says, "What's wrong? What do you see?"
He points forward through the forest, and you see absolutely nothing of interest there.
What do you see?
Van,
This fog.
fog.
Don't you see the fog?
You mean like in Shirebrook when we were first taken?
He gives a slight nod. And now that he points it out, you can kind of see a fog in front of you guys. Maybe
Van's gonna start
100
taking
feet.
some steps forward.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we've told you yet, but we're heading in the direction of another village that was abducted quite some time ago, mind you. But in a similar fashion to Shirebrook. Perhaps this is...
Neal, is the fog just fog around the area, or?
It's like a couple 100 feet in front of you.
Does it look like it covers a wide space, or is it just like a small floating
Yeah,
bit
it's
of
a small
cloud?
cloud of fog.
There is you see like it's a fairly small section, but because it's so far away and because of the trees and undergrowth that are around here, it could be like fog, and that's just like the furthest most point that you can see, and you can't see the rest of the fog because there's too much stuff in the way. Maybe if you walk closer, you'll see it's actually a larger embankment, or maybe it really just is this one little small patch. This guy had noticed it the moment it came into sight, so it's hard to tell.
I'm just going to wait for a few seconds.
I will motion to some people to start igniting some torches or sticks to use as torches.
Okay. Some people start gathering tinder and trying to create a fire again. It'll take a little while.
I have flint and steel. I can help them.
Yeah, but you need to still, like, without oil on hand, you need to gather, like, very soft things to start a fire and then grow it and then put some logs in it. And without, like, oil or something to wrap around the actual logs, and then it's just like a burning log, which is, you know, it takes a while to get a log to a point where you will burn while you hold it outside of the fire. So that's going to be like a few minute process, maybe like a 5-minute process to get this stuff going.
Right.
Yeah, and while they're doing that, I will keep an eye around.
Sure. Sure enough, that foggy patch starts floating towards you, and it
Van
readily
backs
becomes
up.
apparent that there is no other fog attached to it. It's this one section of fog.
Van backs up in front of the guy and says, "Stay behind me. This is some sort of creature. I think Kine and I might be the only two equipped to deal with this kind of thing." And Van slowly pulls out Harvest Moon from its sheath and holds it in front of him and says, "If you hold any intelligence as an entity, this is your one opportunity to speak."
And I will pull out my axe. Look around. It's only this cloud of fog, right?
Yeah, it's this like 8-foot by 8 feet wide by maybe 4 feet tall bank of fog floating towards you.
I'll motion to the spear and crossbow and keep your eye out. If there's any other mist or fog approaching us, be careful. Tell us. I will step behind Van with my axe drawn, my shield ready.
So Van called that out. Did it respond in any fashion?
There's no response.
Well, I think we can roll at a will-o-wisp. Those are lights, right, Kine?
Yes, I think so. The stories tell of will-o-wisp luring people into the woods by appearing like lanterns, I think, or torches. Anyway,
I ready my axe for an attack.
Yeah, Van's readying his scimitar to take a swing if he gets too close.
Okay. The mist does flow right towards you, so Van, why don't you
Okay.
make
So what I
an
want to do
attack?
is it's
Kine,
floating
you're-
right toward me. So
Yeah, hold
Van's
on,
going to like.
one quick sec. Kine, you said you
Okay.
get behind Van?
I would slightly step beside him once.
So you're beside him or behind him?
beside him.
Beside him. Okay, cool. What were you saying,
So
Van?
Van's gonna like take his attack, and I want to like step. Like this, if it's chasing me, this won't have any effect. But in the event that it's just like floating past me, he's gonna take like a step to the side as he takes the swing, so that if it just continues its course, it just floats right by him without touching him.
Sure.
And then he takes his attack.
Do I get an attack?
Yeah, you
Alrighty.
both get an attack.
12.
12 is a miss. Or, your axe flows through the mist with no serious effect.
I have a 19.
Your axe finds home in the mist. Roll me some damage.
8. A magical axe.
You see the mist leaks some sort of water out of it as it envelops Van Helsing.
Excellent.
What's its bonus to hit? God, its stack
20
was
AC.
unknown. 20
That's
AC?
Yes.
Okay, it hits Van Helsing. And Van Helsing, you take 7 points of damage.
Okay. Should we have done initiative?
No, you had a ready attacks.
Okay.
So I considered you guys just going before it and readying attacks rather than anything else.
Okay.
I can do math, I promise. There we go. Yes. And as the... Well, no, never mind. Initiative now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have. Ooh.
Okay. Van Helsing goes first.
All right. I want to try and back out of this thing, like get out of the fog.
Sure. You can step
right.
out of it with no problem.
And outside of it, I'm gonna take another swing at it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
24. Is that a crit?
That is a hit. Yes, it's a single crit.
2d8 plus 3. 14.
Your axe slices through the fog,
Scimitar.
which...
Scimitar.
Sorry, your scimitar slices through the fog, which seems to dissipate after it kind of rains a light shower on the ground.
So, go on.
And the
Yeah.
fog just kind of vanishes.
We're getting quite close to the ocean, aren't we?
Not really. We are between
Maybe
the
a couple
river.
miles off from it, from the coast. It's
Yeah.
possible this could be some kind of creature that lingers toward the sea. It's composed of water. Actually, some of this water that's on the ground, can Van try and see if it's salty or fresh?
Sure, you gonna taste it?
I was gonna smell it. Seawater is pretty like apparent in its smell, right?
Sure, give me a perception check, please.
31.
It smells like blood.
Oh. Well, it's not quite water at all, apparently.
Well, it did wound you, so maybe it absorbed it, maybe from you.
Possible it's just its own blood. The water is... I mean, bear in mind, we can't see color here. Maybe it was just bleeding the whole time.
Oh, indeed.
Well, there's not
should
much to
move
do
on.
about it. I think we need to continue on.
You guys press on, climbing the hills, the people behind you growing more and more nervous as more and more bizarre creatures show up and eat people or don't eat people or they're made out of fog or what the hell is happening in this place. But eventually you push up into the hills, climbing until you reach that same village. You recognize the canals nearby, the ravines nearby. You come across that same creek. And before you know it, you're in this small dwarven village. However, unlike the last time, this place looks like it's been damaged. The buildings
Really?
are overgrown. Some of them have had doors ripped off of their hinges. The place looks like it's been through hell.
Interesting.
Huh. And this is... So Kyne's village looked fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we need to move in and inspect this a little bit.
Yeah, let's take a look around.
There are signs of struggle everywhere. There's signs that things have been living here, at least for a while. It definitely looks more disturbed than Kyne's village.
That makes... I mean, it looking more disturbed than your village doesn't make much sense, Kyne, but I could understand if people were abducted and taken to another plane.
It
This
looks
would be
like,
where all the struggle took place, why we never found it
Yeah.
on the prime material.
it looks like people did live here for a while, at least. So it seems like maybe some survived.
Van's gonna start poking around at the houses and shouting, "Hello!"
Response. The houses are empty. Furniture's been knocked around. There's a layer of dust over everything, so it's been a while since these things were knocked around. A long while. But it's been a long while since this village was emptied.
So, you said that it looked like people lived here for a while?
What should I say? There is enough disturbance around here, things out of place, things being moved, that it looks like there has been significant activity. Maybe you
It's
don't
like
know how long.
multiple patches of activity, not just like
Yeah.
there was one fight. Like there have been multiple fights over an extended period
Right,
of
so
time.
you look through the
Okay.
houses and you see the furniture in all the houses is pretty badly messed up. There are beds missing, pillows and blankets are gone. A lot of the wooden furniture, at least the things with large slabs of wood, have disappeared. Chairs and tables are gone too.
Kind of might do well to check the mine that the
Yeah.
doors were using. Perhaps they moved there for defensive reasons.
I would take a look around, see if I spot any special any tracks.
Sure. What's your tracking skill? I'm going to roll it in secret.
It is 16.
Okay. You look around and see all sorts of old prints that are hard to tell where they're going because they're old enough that the wind has damaged them. But there used to be a lot of footprints here. There were a lot of things here once upon a time.
Interesting. Do I see any unusual footprints, which would look like creatures or other creatures than humanoids?
There's no shadow dragon footprints.
I'm not talking. I did not say shadow dragon.
You didn't say it. No, there's nothing inhuman about this place. Or in Dwarven.
You know what I think, Kind?
What?
I think whatever took your village has nothing to do with people being taken to the Shadow Plane.
We don't know that yet.
I mean, your village seemed perfectly at peace, totally calm, no sign of a struggle. This place looks like it's been through hell. Both of your villages, to our eyes, disappeared under similar circumstances. But it looks like things are quite different in this case.
Maybe. I know we talked about it already, but maybe we should head back to Shirebrook. Not because we can't. We should head to Stromheim, but we are not in the condition to venture out into the valley. Not after the encounters we had already. You are wounded. I am wounded.
If we want to rest, I think we should rest here.
No, it's a bad idea. I must say, we should head back. With the knowledge we gathered, there are creatures, some creatures, and definitely plants we can eat. We don't know about their nourishment. I know. Don't say it.
What do we do after we get back to Shirebrook?
We heal up, discuss our plans of actions with what we've seen so far with the Mother Elise and the Knights. We can't just head off and leave them alone. If we die, they have no help.
I don't think it's as simple as going back. I still think time is quite a bit more limited than we'd like to face, kind.
I say we should heal up, at least for now.
If we wait around for an extensive period of time, I think we're going to die of starvation. I genuinely don't think we're getting much nourishment from these roots. Or from this meat.
We can tell in a couple of days. I mean, a few days will go by, and then we can tell if.
Hold on, it's been a little while already. Neal, how does Van feel after having had a couple meals of these things? Does he feel like he's been like eating decently well enough, or like he's still just kind of strapped for energy, kind of
You
fatigued?
feel sick to your stomach, but you still feel hungry.
Okay, so I
Doesn't-
still feel kind of like fatigued, strapped for energy, kind of like I haven't been getting enough food.
Yeah.
Okay, kind. I'm eating this food and nothing's happening. It's not helping.
I'm perfectly fine, because even if I did not eat anything.
You don't know what he's talking about.
That seems rather
I didn't tell you.
disconcerting.
I didn't tell you. I'm just maybe. Is it break time? Maybe we should.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Why don't we go to break while Kine thinks about what he's going to say, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Bye.